All right, welcome to the OCVarsity Baseball Dugout Show. My name's Carlos Arias, and I'm here with Mr. Friday Night, Steve Fryer, and we're here to talk about baseball. And coming up next week is the National Classic, man. Lots of great teams from the past have come out here and represented. Break it down.
Well, we had many years ago, Alex Rodriguez played in this thing. We had some great players and great teams since. The Hard 9 National Classic starts Monday, finishes up Thursday at Cal State Fullerton. Some really good teams in it. Not so much a national scope what we've seen in the past, but really a fantastic tournament, you know, with some really good county teams in it. El Toro's there with their great pitching combination of Chase and Ford and Tyler Brashears. And you got to have pitching, you know, in a 4-game tournament, and they've got it loaded up, man. Also with good pitching too is Pacifica. They've got a couple good guys, Bethel and Davis, so they're in this thing as well. And Cypress is in it. They're old buddies from the Empire League, so there's some really good teams in this puppy. And also we've got the old host schools who are always in this thing, El Dorado and Esperanza. Esperanza off to a great start, undefeated so far in the Century League, and we'll see what they can do. They got to the championship game of the National Classic last year. And then from out of town, not so far out of town, Chaminade of West Hills is in this one. They've got a pitcher named Chad Gubaza. Yeah, Mark Gubaza's kid is pitching for Chaminade of West Hills. So a lot of good baseball teams in the National Classic, Carlos.
All right, so Steve, we also have some Trinity League teams making some noise. Modern Day, Servite. Tell us about Modern Day. They went to North Carolina, I think?
Yeah, North Carolina, and they went over there and played in the National High School Invitational, and they won the whole thing. En route to winning, they beat the #1 team in the United States of America, and they also beat the #2 team in the United States of America on their way to winning the National High School Invitational.
I like that it's the United States of America. Good job of making sure that people know that.
You know, like in Team America, you know, 3,000 miles from the real America.
Gotcha.
But here's what happened. They played really well. Ryan Barr had some great, some clutch hits in this thing. Ty Moore, of course, came up big. 2-0 was our athlete of the week, and they did quite well on that thing as well. However, you win the top national tournament, beat the #1 and #2 teams in the nation. What's that do in the Orange County rankings? It makes you go from #4 to #3.
Oh, man, that's brutal.
Tough crowd, huh? Well, we got Orange Lutheran and El Toro still 1 and 2. Orange Lutheran doing really well, too. They played in that tournament 3-1, so they're a pretty hot team as well in that Trinity League. Speaking of the Trinity League, Servite, going into tonight as we're taping this thing, 9-0 in tournament games. Won their first 4 games of the Lions tournament, went 5-0 to win the Loera tournament, but in the Trinity League, they're 1-4. That tells you all you need to know about that gosh darn Trinity League, so it's pretty rough stuff.
So they go 9-0 in tournaments, they probably drop out of the top 10.
They're not in the top 10, Carlos, but we'll see what happens next week.
All right. Well, you know, that's great. We'll talk about that panel in the top 10 rankings. So great job.
I only have 1 vote, man. Don't blame me.
All right. So that's it for baseball this week. And come back to OCVarsity.com where we got you covered.